to give you this live look here at the airport this morning. One person is dead after a shooting early this morning involving an officer at the St. Louis Lambert International Airport. Now, according to a spokesperson for the St. Louis County Police Department, the shooting occurred around 1 a.m. inside Terminal 1 of the airport, and the shooting involved an airport security officer. Now, we did just hear live there from officials, but we did get to that press conference just about 2 minutes late here. So what I wanted to do is start it from the beginning so you can get all those comments here in full right now.
We're going to do this for just a couple minutes and keep it going. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Oh,
We're ready.
okay. I'm Vera Clay, Public Information Officer for St. Louis County Police Department. This morning about 1 a.m., officers from the STL Airport Police were involved in an officer-involved shooting here in Terminal 1. The officers were doing routine security checks and clearing the areas for anyone who's not supposed to be in certain areas, and they did encounter an individual who refused to leave and displayed a knife. When the officers tried to get that person to leave, he refused to drop the knife and started to come at the officers, and less lethal was used. They did tase him first. They tried to use a taser. That individual continued to advance towards officers, and a second officer did fire his service weapon, injuring the suspect, and unfortunately that suspect is deceased at this time.
So Vera, was it in the Terminal 1 ticket area? Do we know what the gentleman was doing down there? What do we know?
I don't believe it was in the ticket area. It was in the Terminal 1, just outside of doors 1 and 2. There's some restrooms down there, kind of a larger area, but exactly where it occurred, I'm not completely sure of at this moment.
Did the officers think that were they concerned about where he was? Was he in a restricted area, or what prompted that response?
I believe it's because the individual was not here using the airport as travel. So we don't believe this was a passenger trying to catch an airplane or coming into town. So I'm sure they knew why this person needed to be removed from that area. What that specific reason is at this time, I'm not aware of.
Were there any other suspects?
Hold on one second.
Were there any other suspects involved and any injuries to anybody else besides this one person?
There were no other injuries reported to us, including officers. There were no officers injured, and we don't have any reports of anyone else being injured.
What was the response right after the shooting took place? Were there anybody else that had to be removed from the site at the time?
I'm not aware of that at this time. I know that the officers attempted to provide life-saving measures to the individuals, and then our department was contacted.
What are the next steps for your agency in this investigation as it moves forward?
Right now, our Bureau of Crimes Against Persons detectives, they of course have been here for most of the morning. That scene is now cleared. They will take a look at all the evidence that's being presented to them, interview those officers, and take case responsibility and try to figure out exactly what happened here.
Vera, was the operation at the airport ever disrupted? I realize this is in the dead of the night, but was everything able to continue for the morning here, or kind of, can you speak to that a little bit?
At this time, we don't believe any services for the airport were interrupted, but if I find out more about that, I will let you know.
At this point, and I know you're still trying to investigate, can we say this was a restricted area, or how are we terming it there?
I don't believe it was a restricted area, but remember, the airport is for people who are traveling, using it for travel, and so a better question for the STL Airport Police is, and that's part of the investigation, why this person should not have been in the area and they were in. And you have to remember also, they also had a weapon and came at police. They were asked to leave and didn't do that.
It sounds to me like there was...
Hold on, Chris.
You said that this is a routine sort of sweep daily for officers.
Yes, right. They're just performing regular functions.
It sounds to me like the officers tried to use less than lethal force initially, right? Is that kind of what you're gathering here, that the protocol, at least preliminarily, indicates they were trying to resolve it without using the lethal?
Right, and I can't speak to the protocol for STL Airport Police. I can tell you that they did attempt to use less lethal by administering a taser in the beginning.
Do you know when you'll be able to identify who this person was?
I don't know when, but of course there's always a process with that, so hopefully we'll have it, if not by the end of the day, tomorrow. But of course that has to do with next of kin notifications and a myriad of other information that needs to be disseminated.
Is there a message that you want out there for passengers? Obviously, people come in the airports when we're asking us a lot of questions, right? What's the message you think that passengers need to know as they come to Lambert?
So I'm not a Lambert spokesperson, so I can talk from the police perspective, and we can say that right now our scene is clear, and if anyone has any concerns, that's something they should address with Lambert Airport. So what we'll do is we'll send out the information that we have. I think all of you have been given a news release. We'll send an email out, and when we have more information, we'll get it to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And so once again, you're taking that live look there at the St. Louis airport this morning as officials now working to figure out what exactly happened here, also saying that officer interviews will be conducted as well. So that was a very brief press conference that we just got here moments ago. We're going to continue to monitor this story here. If we do get any additional information or press conferences, we will bring them to you on Live Now from Fox.